Practical Matters, written and read by Mary Teresa. Copyright 2016. As long as I prey on those whom others shit on, I'll be okay. It takes a bunch of junkies killed before the coppers are willing to call them serial kills. That is, unless one of us makes a mistake, doesn't take the time to assess their target. Some of us are mad, some want to quit. They make obvious mistakes, like leaving bodies uninterred for all to see the evidence of their crime. They hope to get caught. I might think of me as a monster, yet not a single prey of mine has ever been missed. Even working girls are missed, drunks living on pensions, the aged no longer productive in the newest fashions. All are missed. Junkies who are into their second decade of drugs, no one misses them. Should news of their death come to someone they once knew, the response is, good riddance. Police don't waste their time on riddance. They can barely be convinced to go after Bob. He and I don't hunt the same prey. Bob's are working girls and boys who may be junkies. Mine are junkies, equally at home in the boardroom as the back room. It's a fine distinction. Cops don't venture here, and I don't blame them. This is where Bob and I are found. Such places are in any city. In this regard, I am lucky. I live in a well-congested corridor of such cities. Travel to them is easy, anonymity easier, and I can vary my hunting pattern and place with practicality. Bob did not. It was many years before I recognized Bob as a kindred spirit. I'm not sure how often I picked him out in the corner of my eye and put it immediately into my subconscious. Certainly he belonged in these places as much as I. He was, so to speak, part of them. Easy to miss, the more so because he deliberately chose subterfuge, as did I. This time my subconscious said, don't be a dolt. Bob was immediately in front of me. His prey was already dead. Mine was not. In the moment of surprise at meeting Bob, mine wrenched free of my grasp and struggled to get away. She was high and might as well have been blind as she flailed in the dark. Bob laughed. An incongruous sound, given the circumstances. The sound of it actually disturbed me. The junkie fell at his sound, as if it had been a bullet's report. Indeed, he held a gun. It was, in fact, smoking in the chill, and now it was pointing at me. This disturbed me. My subconscious had pieced together several fragments and bits of conversation, so I said, I believe we hunt the same territory. Bob lowered his gun somewhat. You've botched my ritual, he said. I nodded, raised my hands in supplication, and said, I could say the same about you. He nodded back and gave that snort that passed for laughter. on to you, I said. People talk when they drink. Some drink a lot. Police drink at well-known watering holes. I own one such watering hole, precisely to keep an eye on their activities. I explained this all to Bob quite quickly, almost incoherently, because he had raised his gun to active duty. He nodded his head and put his gun away. He said, "I never use a gun." "Me neither," I said. "Good shot, though." He had shot my prey. I was a mite peevish, and I suppose this took hold of my face. Bob explained. "Sorry you were a bit slow to react." "Well," I explained right back, "I'd just given her a shot." "Crap," he said. "I just had no way of knowing that." "Well," I said, "this is why you are still standing and holding that gun." For my part, I had long since lowered my hands. They were no longer supplicating. We both grinned. Bob said, "How close are they?" I said, "Close enough for you to vary your style, or find another hunting spot." This was admittedly a stupid thing to say. He held a gun. One person lay dead of a new kind of killing, one of the old, with me to lay the blame on. As assuredly as a salesman knows he has made a sale, I knew Bob had reached the same conclusion. I heard the report of the gun. I saw the smoke of its discharge. Bob crumpled to the ground overtop his prey. I walked quickly away. At work that night, the cops were toasting each other. Bob had a momentary lapse in amoral certainty. They decided to call it a crime solved. I decided to let them, and gave them a drink on the house. One of them said, "Thanks to the captain," and they raised their glasses to me.